Hey guys, I'm Danae, and for today's video, I decided I wanted to read Allie Hazelwood for the very first time because I've seen on both Book Talk and YouTube that she is an insanely good storyteller, and people just seem to love her books and say that how bingeable they are, how entertaining and fun it is to read an Allie Hazelwood book. And who am I to deprive myself of such good content? Like I want to read something and have a good time, So I saw Mate came out last month, I think. I'm a ultimate werewolf vampire girly. I've always watched things like Twilight, The Vampire Diaries, the originals, anything that has anything to do with vampires and werewolves, I was watching it. I'm gonna pick up Bride on my iPad and read Bride, and then I'm gonna pick up Mate, and these are gonna be the first two Allie Hazelwood books I will have ever read, and I'm really eager and excited because there's the perfect time to read a vampire werewolf book, and I'll see you when I pick it up. Okay, so I just got off of work and I'm ready to start Bride. Last night I was watching a few TikTok. Previously I hadn't seen much about Bride, but I've seen so much about Mate lately since it just came out. I'm excited to read Mate, but I think I have to read Bride first since it's an interconnected series, which I'm excited about. This is my first ever interconnected standalones that I'm going to be reading, or I don't know if they're standalones or not, I don't know. But now I'm gonna sit on my couch, put on some ambiance, and get into the vibes. Unfortunately, my iPad is dead, so I might start reading it on my phone while my iPad charges. My camera's also dying, so I have to charge my camera, charge my microphone, charge my iPad, charge my phone, and then I can read because I'm apparently terrible at charging things, which is a known fact about me. I'm about 10-20 pages less than that into the book. I'm just started chapter 1, and so far questions that have come across my brain. Vampires are the weakest of everybody. Like, werewolves are stronger than vampires. I've never once encountered that. I'm intrigued. I'm interested on why. In every vampire v werewolf, the werewolves are the weakest links. I don't know where the humans stand yet. Haven't gotten that far, but I know the vampires are the weakest ones. And then I'm trying to understand why a vampire and a werewolf getting married is doing anything for the werewolf vampire communities politically. Like, what does it do for them? Also, why are their love interests a vampire and a werewolf? Like, this is the true star-crossed lovers I was looking for. You know what I'm saying? But all jokes aside, I'm gonna go sit down and read some more, and I'll let you guys know what my update is. But winter is just my favorite season. I know everybody hates it because it gets dark so fast, but to me, this is just like such a cute vibe. This is just like a perfect vibe. I really want to finish up these books because I was debating stopping and switching to a different, more dark vampire book, but I won't. All right, I'll see you guys later. Okay, so I finished reading Bride a few days ago or so, and I immediately jumped into Mate and completely forgot to check in and do an update or review. I read it on my phone overnight and binged it, and then immediately jumped into Mate. I just completely forgot to wrap up Bride, so here I am. I gave it a 3-star rating. I really did enjoy it. It was very different for me, to be honest, but I still really enjoyed it. I binged through it. Like I said, I read it all in one night and immediately picked up the second book. The fact that vampires are the weakest of the humans, werewolves, vampires trio. I've never seen that done before, so at first I was questioning it and I just couldn't wrap my head around it, or it just wasn't logical to me that humans were stronger than vampires, or that vampires were not immortal and you could easily, everybody was just born a vampire. Then I was just thinking, this is a book about werewolves and vampires and hybrids. Have fun. Why are we holding it to the constraints of typical fantasy or typical werewolf vampire rules? It's supposed to be fun. And then once I recognized that, I started having a lot more fun with the book, if I'm being honest. Misery is a vampire who was raised in the human world as a sacrifice for the vampires to be held as contingency so that the humans and the vampires could have a good standing relationship. So she ends up going through with this marriage so that she could find out the truth of a lot of things that's going on in her life. And doing so, she ends up learning a lot about the male character Lo and the way that the wolves lives and how starkly different it is from the way that she thought that they lived and how they were raised. So it's a very interesting journey to follow Misery through her lifetime, how the vampires don't really see her as a real person, which is weird to me because this is like a normal thing that's happening. So are all the vampires raised with humans ultimately treated as outcasts? I don't know. And then falling in love with the werewolf, and this was a hard pill for me to swallow at first. It was just so odd that a vampire and a werewolf falling in love together, but I got over it. Honestly, I got over it, and I do think they're very cute. Do I think Serena and Cohen are cuter? So far, I do. Yeah, then I gave it a 3-star rating. I really enjoyed it, and I cannot wait to read more Ali Hazelwood books after this. Yeah, so that's how I felt about Bride. I just had to pop in here and do a quick rating and review because I obviously liked it enough to where I immediately wanted to start reading Mate and forgot to sit down with you guys and talk about Bride. So let's get into reading the next book, Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I've just picked up Mate not too long ago. I'm only on page 26, so I literally just got started, but already I have to say I'm liking Serena and Cohen's storyline just a little bit more than I'm liking Bride and Lowe's storyline with Misery. I don't know what it is. I just really like Cohen and Serena so far. Only on page 26, mind you, so that might change, but I really like their relationship, how it's like hybrid and full wolf versus the vampire and wolf. It took me a while to get past a vampire and wolf relationship. As a vampire werewolf girly, like I always watch those shows, those movies, I've never seen it done, which like I said previously, I really do think it was very cool. I liked the storyline. I thought it was a cool concept because I've never seen it that way. This is also my first ever interconnected series that I'm reading. I really like seeing Serena's storyline and her experience growing up as Misery's companion, because you got to see Misery being like, I love Serena, she's everything to me, she was my companion growing up, and then you get to see her be like, I was nothing but Misery's companion, like that was my only purpose and value in life. And now Cohen, does he love me, does he not? And Cohen's like, no, I don't. This is nothing like Low and Misery. Don't get it twisted. I am not Low, you're not Misery. I just think you're attractive. I'm just enjoying it so far, and I think I'm gonna fly through this book just as fast, if not faster, than I did Bride. Enjoying this book so far. Like I said, the characters I'm enjoying. I really do like Cohen and Serena, and I like being able to see more of Misery's life and Anna's life and Lowe's life, and I think maybe I need to start reading more interconnected series. In the past, they weren't my thing because I was like, I just want to keep reading in the POV I've been previously reading on. Maybe I have been changed. Maybe I no longer feel this way. But so far, so good. I'm on page 49, going into 50. Already, I am kind of obsessed with Serena and Cohen's relationship, or lack thereof. I don't know, the push, the pull, like I'm actually yearning for them to be together. I don't know what it is. Like I know that obviously they just started and he clearly has feelings for her that he's not willing to admit, I'm assuming, because it's a romance book, but I also haven't read the back of it. Just going off vibes, you know, and my vibes are telling me that she's gonna have feelings for him. Can't wait to see how this like transpires. I don't know. All I know is I'm completely eating up this relation, giggling, kicking my feet at her current conversation, even though he's being a jerk. I love that. I love the gloomy guy who's just completely smug and closed off and gloomy to everyone around him but her. But right now he's still doing that to her, but I know like obviously he's gonna open up a soft spot for her and it's just gonna be so cutesy. I don't know. I'm really liking this one. Okay, so I'm on page 42, literally 2 pages since we last spoke, but I already have something that I want to say. Like Ali Hazelwood, this book is doing it for me. No, we don't get the male's point of view in this book, which I was conflicted on at first in Bride, where I really wanted to know what Lo was thinking. Then I was just realizing I really do love the snippets of the male's thoughts and point of view at the beginning of each chapter, and then we follow through in the girl's chapter. And at the beginning of each chapter, the guy, like Cohen in this book, whatever he was thinking about during that chapter or starting the new chapter will be displayed or showcased right above or right at the start of the upcoming chapter. I really enjoy that. It makes me like so excited to finish a chapter and move on to the next chapter because I just want to know what Cohen has to say about everything that's going on. I just need to know. I'm only 9% into it, but I'm already loving it. Okay, I'm on page 410, but I've just been burning through the pages. I will have to say I have been enjoying this book so much. I really like Cohen more than I liked Low. I like Serena more than Misery, and I just like the premise of this book. I do really like the storyline of this book and the characters in this book, and I'm just overall having a very good time. It's an easy read. I'm getting through it fairly quickly. I just started reading after work today, and I've just blown through the whole book, and I'm not ready for it to end. I'm over here thinking, how is the rest gonna wrap up in that many pages? How are we going to get through it? That's all. How many pages I have left? I'm confused. I'm concerned. I don't want it to end. I will say I don't typically like spicy books or smut type stuff or spicy scenes in books, but about 15% of this book is just straight spicy scenes, just pages and pages of spicy scenes, but they're not bad. I read them and I didn't think they were like too bad. Sometimes the spice is uncalled for in certain books. I'm like, ugh, is this really what we're doing right now? But in this book, the way that she's doing it, it just made sense. It fit with the storyline, and I didn't really mind it. So 15% is just straight spice. I'd say 70% of it is spice adjacent. It's building up to the spice, but it does have a good build up. Like, she's building that anticipation for the actual thing, for the characters, and in doing so for the reader, which normally, depending on the way it's written, I don't like it, but in this book it's really fun and lighthearted and I do like it. So there's that. And then I'd say the remaining 15% is actual like story building and character arcs and so on and so forth. Maybe I'm wrong about the actual percentage breakdown. That's a little bit lighthearted, but yeah, so far I'm really liking this book. I'm getting close to the end, which is making me drag my feet a little bit and contemplating restarting or rereading certain chapters because I am liking it that much. It is just a fun read. So I did it. I just finished reading Mate and I am ready to wrap up my thoughts on it as they are still fresh on my mind, and I have a lot to say, but also I don't know. I know exactly what I would like to rate this book, which has never happened to me. Normally I'm like, I don't really know. So let's get into it. Man, I really did enjoy this book. I liked the dynamic a lot between Cohen and Serena. I liked the push and the pull between, no, I don't like you, or I like you but I can't like you. You're my mate but I'm not your mate type of dynamic throughout the book. I did enjoy that. It was a lot more spice than I normally read, and I still really enjoyed it, so I liked the book a lot. But there were some things that I was confused about that is on the back of the book and is briefly discussed in the book, but doesn't align with the actual story and the way things are happening, like the actions of the characters. Like on the back of the book, it says, it doesn't matter if Serena doesn't reciprocate his feelings. Nothing will stop him from keeping her safe. So like the whole overwhelming theme throughout the book is the fact that Serena is his mate, but he is not her mate, and Serena doesn't have the same feelings for him as he does for her. But that never makes sense to me because it's Cohen who tells her right in the very beginning of the book, I don't have feelings for you. I'm not interested in you in the way that you're interested in me. Like, I'm never going to see you that way, and I don't care if you see me that way or not. And it's consistently Serena throughout the book who's kind of like pushing feelings on Cohen, and it's him being like, I could care less. So it's confusing to me when it says on the back of the book that she doesn't reciprocate his feelings, because it's more like he doesn't reciprocate her feelings, right? Or am I tripping? I don't know. That's kind of how I felt when I was reading it, but other than that, there wasn't too much about the plot that was confusing. It's not a confusing book to understand. I liked it. It was simple. It was fun. It has me wanting to read another werewolf book. I will always be down for a werewolf alpha pack mentality book. With that being said, I'm gonna rate this book a 3.75. It's not exactly a 4 or 5 because I didn't think it was like revolutionary, but I had a good time. I really enjoyed myself. I really liked reading the book. Not quite a 4, not quite a 5. Because I did like I said, I liked the storyline. I liked the idea. I liked the characters. I really liked Cohen and Serena's dynamic and their relationship and the push and the pull. And I did sometimes feel the yearning between Serena yearning for Cohen and vice versa. But I didn't. And I did connect with the characters a lot too, but I didn't get this like revolutionary feeling that it was a 5-star read for me. So 3.75. All right. So this has been such a fun week for me. I had so much fun reading Bride on my iPad, and then I read Mate physically, as you know, because I was enjoying Bride so much that I went ahead and ordered Mate online. But reading Hazelwood for the first time has been fun. I knew that she was a popular author. I've seen her name brought up several times on TikTok and on YouTube, and I just haven't ventured into her work yet. And this immediately caught my attention, and I'm so happy that it did and I gave it a chance, because sometimes you don't want to have to spend 200-300 pages learning about politics, learning about the world, learning about the magic system. Sometimes you just want two supernatural creatures to fall in love. Sometimes that's all you want. I loved reading Mate so much so that it has sent me on a spiral of only wanting to read more werewolf romance books. Like, if you guys know more romance books that I could read, please comment them below, because I love alpha falls in love with random girl tropes every time. Also, if I'm thinking like Fourth Wing, I did like Fourth Wing. I'm looking for like maybe it's a werewolf alpha falls in love with girl, but they happen to have telepathy. I would eat that up. I would love a book like that, honestly. So comment below if you know any of that, or comment the next Allie Hazelwood book I should pick up. Which one is your favorite? If you liked Bride and Mate, and which one you liked the most. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I had a lot of fun filming it, and I'm really happy that I picked her up. Obviously, she is trending for a reason because her book was really good. Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.